We will get them stuck in our base and we will torture them.
Yeah.
So that's totally what's happening. Uh-oh.
It gets better.
Yeah, right. So trade chat's unusable again. Blizzard's fix is not enough. So this is what you were talking about earlier with, the spirit of the law, I suppose.
Yes.
So if we rewind time by a week, look at this. Nature is healing.
Yeah.
Right. Trade chat was free. The spam was gone. I mean, well, there's a... I mean, it's quite funny. There's somebody doing so. Oh. Someone didn't get the memo. Get him, boys. Post the twice Lamau. Purge the booster. Attack.
Yeah.
That was fucking great. And today, want to sell. Luck Gaming want to sell. North Star want to sell. Boost Key. Here's a price sheet.
Man.
Guild Deadly. PvP Social Guild. That's just people promoting their guild.
That one's fine. I didn't see all these boosting guilds before. Where did they come from? Where could all of these boosting guilds come from?
Oh, geez, I have no idea, Matt.
Maybe are they real guilds? Who knows? They're not. Well, some of them are, but they're definitely not. They're definitely not. So that's the thing where this was basically literally my worst fear. My worst fear was that the letter of the law would lose. Or rather that the spirit of the law wouldn't be enforced and the letter of the law would be how they do it. And now immediately it's just been, obviously like Blizzard said, guilds are fine to advertise. Guilds are fine to advertise. Individuals are fine to advertise. That's not against the spirit of the World of Warcraft system. To ban that would be to remove a 17-year tradition of boosts being available in World of Warcraft. But what they sort of didn't realize is that there was a gigantic gaping hole in their logic where they didn't really define what a guild was. So a guild could just be anyone. An individual could be anyone. And then they put a bunch of stuff in that they can't deal with. So they put that stuff, they go, okay, well, yeah, it's fine. It can't be a middleman. But they expected people to obey the laws, which, I think, interesting. I just remembered that the game director used to be a lawyer. So I would have suspected that their ability to understand how people engage with laws and rules would, I thought they would understand that better than to know that people wouldn't immediately go, and let's stay within the letter of the law, completely destroy the spirit of the law and get around it, but in a way that they cannot possibly get us without severe investigation, because they can't investigate us all because they have no GM still, because they're ramping up support, it seems, but they haven't actually got support yet. So, yeah, it's just a case of, yeah, I mean, there's a Reddit post, right? There's a Reddit post on this stuff. I think Michael has it on screen there. Yeah, and there was the leader of a large, well-known boosting community giving an AMA.
20 grand a month.
20 grand a month. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot. That's a hell of a lot of money. And they were just, having an AMA, etc., etc. But one thing that I particularly find interesting is that literally this is exactly what people were worried about. They just made guilds. They did the obvious thing.
Yeah,
they just made guilds.
Yeah, and we talked about this in our video whenever that stuff came out, so it's hardly a surprise.
Yeah, literally just straight up. What's that? A very clear, obvious workaround? Well, let's do it then. So it is a shame that we were substantially early to ring the victory bells, but I assumed it was Blizzard showing up with the cavalry. But it turns out they showed up with one person on a horse and a load of paper horses that blew away in the wind. That's what it feels like, because there is no cavalry and now it's all just gone wrong. Which means that if Blizzard want to sort the boosting problem that is unequivocally killing their fucking game slowly in a way that they have no way to deal with no recourse through design, they, at least not immediately, not over 2 expansions, because 10.0 is not going to fix the problems that boosting solves. They just don't have the ability to fix that in time. So this is going to still be a problem for multiple years.
Yeah.
Until they just say, fuck you, boosting advertisement in trade chat, not allowed. We're banning anyone who boosts with any vague, even the fucking smell of middleman. This is not the court system.
Yeah.
We don't need proof. We'll just fucking get you. That's what they need to say. Not they need to do it, but they need to say it.
Yeah. Or, just make a services channel.
Make a services channel and then turn it off by default. There you go. Problem solved. Problem solved.
Oh,
Make it
my
opt-in.
God.
You'll do it with cross factions. We fucking told you to do it with Master Loot. Do it with this. Make all this shit opt-in. Let players have the worst experience of their lives if they want to, but make them actually reach out for it. Because default settings matters way more than you know. And this whole letting people change the whole game with add-ons so you don't have to fix any problems and update your UI once every... Oh, you've done it twice. When the game fucking launched in Legion. So understand default settings for a start.
Guys, we fed Matt Rockstar Original instead of the usual Monster Ultra, and it's getting out of hand. Please, if anyone knows, but I need help. I don't know if I'm going to make it out of the office alive today. You're right, though. Yeah. I actually think that your example is perfect. Put it on the services and then opt out of that by default.
Yeah.
That way, it's a completely opt-in thing. You don't have to see it if you don't want to. I think that is... I mean, they could do that in the 0.25 patch. So there you go. There's a free idea. Sweet.
Yeah.
So anyway, this person, should we hop onto the MA or? We got the summary here. So I suppose let's just go for the summary. So, right. One commenter stated that boosting communities just got more crafty. Of course, because they're set up by really smart people and they had tremendously impressive operations. Like, seriously.
Massive.
Like, in fairness to them, it was bloody impressive what these boosting communities pulled off.
Yep.
So basically, they just set up shell guilds full of booster alts to get around the new rules. So here's, they made guilds in each realm instead of taking management cuts. They give 200% gold to group leader. You can safely report most of them because they don't do the boosts themselves. They are the old community advertisers. They are in guild with very few of the alts of managers and boosters as a front. Yeah. A few Mythic Raiders have also chipped in, stating that their guilds will continue posting advertise for boosts in trade chat so long as raiding remains so expensive.
Oh, look at that. All it takes is a little tiny bit of research to figure out why boosting's so prevalent among the boosters as opposed to the boosted. Look at that. No problem.
Did we do a video on that, Matt?
Did we?
Did we follow up our boosting series with a video diving into gold and the meaning of gold in modern WoW?
Yeah.
Perhaps the one that maybe entirely explains why someone would become a booster?
Yeah, it entirely explains why some become a booster and also
Funny,
why it's so prohibitively expensive to actually play the game in the esports way they want people to play this. Because you know what? Fuck it, while I'm here, if you want your game to be an esports game, design it like an esports game. Don't try to have your cake and eat it. Because you know what League of Legends did over time? They removed runes. They simplified masteries. They stopped you getting masteries. You leveled up because they thought, this is bullshit for people who want to play our game. They want to play the game. And what you're doing is you're designing a game around esports. You're designing, well, not literally around esports, but you're designing your game around performance-oriented players. That's why you have Mythic Plus. That's why you've got a timer. That's why Torghast has the fucking gem system. It's all about performance-oriented stuff. That's how parsing came around. That's why people in Mythic Raids parse. That's why it gets harder and harder, because it's all performance-oriented stuff, like esports. You're treating all your players like that, and then you're giving them massive fucking hoops to jump through to get performance-oriented, and it is a stroke of luck that the top-end players of World of Warcraft are so stuck playing your game that they actually play it all the time, as opposed to going and playing other games that don't shit on them every time they release content.
I have a tinfoil hat.
It's insane.
I have a tinfoil hat theory.
Yeah, go for it.
What's happened is the people who used to be on elitist jerks have basically realized that the newer generation of Zoomers are just, they're too young and ripped. Right? It's all these fucking gingies coming in, having their fucking special he fucking wakes up, right? Has a special lifting formula, goes and fucking picks up several buildings in small cities, sets them down again, goes in, has a special gaming formula, a full team, like actual fucking Formula 1 pit crew, just, go in and go fixing up all his muscles, getting his brain ready, giving him a fucking cranial massage, giving him all his numbers, and then a fucking report comes in, 7 million iPads and spreadsheets and Excels, and it's like, this is how you completely optimize whatever I don't actually know what he plays. Yeah. So, it is
well, Gingy plays Hunter most of the time, but yeah. Hunter or Boomkin, I think.
So all the fucking, the old boys who are, they were the top end players whenever we were first starting out. Wow. They're now just like, look at all these young pups coming in, taking us out. Yeah. I know. We will get them stuck in our base and we will torture them.
Yeah.
So that's totally what's happening. That is a true fact.
Yeah.
True fact. Bro science is real. Peace.
Yeah, I mean,
Stream done. No, not really. No.
Yeah, there is something very big to be said for, and people have been saying this for years and years and years, but the ultimate goal of modern design, in a couple ways, blending with poop soccer design from the fucking Legacy of Steel era of MMOs, like
fucking poop sock's the most fucked up word.
Yeah, but
I hate it so much.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's the thing. I not to talk shit about anyone who plays the game in that performance oriented way, because that's fine, that's great. I don't think World of Warcraft's the best for it, but it definitely exists that way. It's definitely built that way. You know, it feels that way. Mythic Plus is really great for that because of the sheer amount of build customization and stuff you can do there when you understand the whole game, and then also all of the optimizations you can do in runs. That's all great for people who want it, but that's not what everyone who plays World of Warcraft wants. And you've designed the game around both at the same time instead of here's a part of the game for you, here's a part of the game for you.
Yeah, I guess it's that thing where ultimately a whole bunch of this design, the people it serves the least are the people who engage with the game the deepest.
Yeah.
And I think that's the unfortunate bit where, you know, because by the way, I like Gingy, I'm not taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
You know, those people are actually all really fucking dedicated, like super strong players.
Yep.
But the thing is, this doesn't serve them. And it doesn't seem to be very fun for the casuals anyway. So you're like, who's benefiting from this? You know, all that weird stuff going on. Yeah. So yeah, you know, it's just funny business. The way that I described it as it was like, you know, imagine me going to raid is the equivalent from driving to Belfast to like my family home, or, you know, maybe driving from my family home to Belfast to hang out with my mates, right? So the reason what I'm doing there is, you know, go to raid night, which is hanging out with my mates in Belfast in this analogy. And then, you know, I go down the motorway. And I initially said, so imagine the way they designed the game isn't to give like lots of fun things to do when I actually get to my destination or whatever. No, it's just to put loads of like B roads and diversions. And then you're like, no, it's they closed the road down to make just to piss everyone off on a Sunday. Yeah. And that's kind of how it feels. So I suppose when there's so many hoops to jump through, and you know, of course it's like if you can just do a few boost runs, get all your change in, there you go, problem solved.
Yeah, I mean, that's the equivalent of, we've closed the motorway to you, but here's a bit of the motorway walls collapsed here and here, so you can just get over the part that's closed. That's what boosting is. Boosting is, you can skip all the bullshit we've put in your way for you to get to where you want to go. And this generally holds true for both the Zoom esports people, which, you know, calling them the Zoom esports people is technically kind of unfair because there is absolutely a ton of value in players. Like the one I guess it's because I see him talk more openly about how he plays the game on Twitter an awful lot, but J.B. That is basically one of the prime examples of, you know, you remove all barriers to Mythic Plus and to the game, make Resto Druid at least balanced, and only wreck it sometimes and only fix it some other times. And JW will be in that game having fun forever, just dancing in all the dungeons. Like, this is great, I'm having fun, I'm doing all this gameplay because I love it. But then it just has the bullshit in the way all the time. Or like, why? There are people who enjoy the drive to the destination, but Blizzard don't make the drive fun or skippable.
Yeah.
They don't offer a bus service for esports people. This analogy is getting out of hand, but it works.
It's getting a bit weird.
It works. So they need an express bus service for esports people to get to the city from level 1. And then they need to have a nice countryside drive in a nice, enjoyable car for everyone else.
Whoa.
But what they do is they just sort of throw a bunch of spike traps on the road and say, fuck it, get to the city now, bastards. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I guess that what are rare mobs in this? Are they like police checkpoints?
Let's not follow that to its logical conclusion.
Oh wait, no, that's
not here anyway. But yeah,
yeah. So look, it's just funny business, and I guess then you know, all of this stuff they've done, and in a way, it's kind of redistributive towards some people in the economy. Yeah. But overall, it's like it feels like the economy is not massively working for players these days, and maybe there could be more interesting ways to diversify it. Because I think a lot of those gold sinks for the people who really want to, you know, they really want to invest in the game. It's like, all right, well, in that case, in addition to doing all of your hoop jumping for the current patch, you now need to go and do all of your callings for gold or farm a bunch of stuff. And it's that thing where like it goes, you know, layers and layers and layers. And I guess they might say, oh yeah, but think about Classic. But Classic's a different game.
Think
That's
about
not what. Yeah, it's not what we're dealing with right
sorry,
now.
I'm trying to think about Shadowlands. Not classic.
Yeah. So basically, there you go. And I think we have a pretty much perfect quick fix solution, which is have a services chat channel that is opt-in.
Yep.
There we go. Problem solved.
Absolutely.
Invoices in the post.
Man, we really should send one.
Well, we see they keep on getting lost, you know. It's rough.
Oh yes, lost. Yes.